Hello, my name is Paul Heron, and this is a video on how to build unit tests in C#. This video is intended for novice programmers. Now, the purpose of this video is to talk about how to build some unit tests, is to get the general concept. I'm not going to be talking about NUnit in this video. There are lots of other videos out there in which NUnit is discussed. So if that's what you're interested in, you should probably search for a different video on YouTube. This is to get across the general concept of unit testing. Now, the requirements that we're going to build out a method are: if a person is over 17 and less than or equal to 25, they will get a discount rate of 0%. If a person is over 25, then they will get a discount rate of 50%. So let's get straight into it and have a look at the coding. Okay, so I'm going to create a new project. And we'll call this tester module. And we'll do it as a console app. Okay, so my main module is created for me. I want to create a class now in which I will put in my insurance discount method. So go to my Solution Explorer, click on my project, add, new item, and I'm going to create a new class, and I will call this insurance discount class. And add that. I'm going to add another class, and I will call this my tester class. Okay, I go into my insurance discount class, and I'm going to just create a method stub at this stage. I'm not going to actually write a method. So my method stub will be, it's going to return, it's going to be a static. Better make it a public, actually, public. Static, it's going to return an integer. And I will call it my discount calculator. And my discount calculator, it just takes one input, int age. Now it's underlined because I have an integer here as a return type, but I haven't actually got a return value coded yet. I won't be doing that for, well, I just put in return 1. That's just a holding statement at the minute, because I'm not actually going to start writing out this method just yet. So now I'm going to go into my tester class. I just grab the name of this, insurance calculator. Go into my tester class. Now, I'm now going to write some methods that are going to test my insurance calculator class. So let's just a quick review. We'll do a quick review of the requirements. So over 18, so over 17, and under 26. Discount is 0. Over 26, sorry, over 25, the discount is 50%. that's just a reminder of what we're trying to do with this, with the first method in my tester class, or the first set of methods. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, I'd like to test something at age 17 and make sure I get 0 from my method, from my discounter method. Okay. Now, public static void test. This is just the name of my method now. It's going to be test discount calculator at 17. Now, my test method doesn't have to take any parameters because I'm going to build the parameters into the test method. Okay. So if I call my discount calculator with the value 18, so this is somebody who's over 17, I would expect to give me that to return to me a value of 0. So I'm testing here. So this is a boolean, and what I'm saying is return. Actually, I'll do this. I'll add another couple of lines. So I'd say bool. I create a type. So discount correct equals discount calculator equals 0, double equals 0. Beg your pardon, I need to put in the the name of this class. Okay, so what's happening here, I'm calling my discount calculator method that is in this class. I'm passing in age 18, and I'm going to check that this gives me, so that this will give me a result. It should return 0 for age 18. So I'm saying if this returns 0, then this equals 0 will evaluate to true. So my discount correct will evaluate to true. And I can then do return discount correct, which will be either true or false. Change that from a void to a bool. Okay, that's my first test method. Now I'm going to write another test method to check at age 25, and then I will check at 26. Change that to 25. I put age 25 in here, and at 25 I would also expect a 0 return. So this will return true. If the discount calculator, this will return a value of some value. I expect it to be 0. And if it's 0, then this discount correct will be true, and I will be returning a true value. Now, I can actually shorten this down. I don't really need, I was only doing that for demonstration purposes. I can actually just return that whole statement. So I could go in here and go return that little lot. So this will either evaluate the true or false, and the true or false will be returned from this method. Now, next I want to check at age 26. And at age 26, I would expect this return 50%. I'm just going to make it return 50 rather than 0.5, just for the purposes of this video. So return at age 26. So I pass in age of 26, and at this time I don't expect 0. I expect a 50% return. Okay, I can include in my tester method another method that will call all of the methods within my tester method and write out whether the tests have passed or failed. So I'm now going to write in here console. Sorry, I'll give it a name. So run tests. Static void run tests. And I call each of my tests put inside if statements. So if this value is true, then I will write console write line. If it doesn't evaluate the true, then I want to write test one fail. I should just say else. Okay. And I'll do the same for the other two methods. Okay, so what I have here is my three test methods written. So we're testing at the age of 17, which is the lower boundary. So just that, actually it's over 17, and I should make that 18 actually. I got that right, test it at 18. We're testing at 25, and that should give us also a 0. And this discount here should give us a 50%, that's all correct. Now, let's go to the insurance class and write out our discount calculator method. Let's just remind ourselves now of the criteria. So I just cut this out and bring it in. Just a little reminder what this method has to do. Okay, so if age is greater than 17 and less than 26, I want to return a 0. So if, I'm going to hit the tab 3 times, so it'll build that out for me. Age is greater than 17 and age is less than 26. I want to return 0. Else if age is, let me think now, so it would be 26 or over, so greater than 25 in other words. Greater than 25, then return 50, which will represent 50%. Now this is still underlined because there are other possible paths where both of these may evaluate to false. For example, where somebody is under 17. So I need to be sure we capture that. So I'm going to just put in return 0. Now obviously this isn't realistic because a 17-year-old, somebody under 17 wouldn't get insurance to drive a car. But but this is just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so that's my discount calculator. I think that's correct. Now, as a coder, I don't know for certain it's correct. That's why I write. That's why I would want to write unit tests first. Okay, so I think my unit tests are correct. So then I need to call my unit tests. I have here a method that's going to call each of my unit tests and write out whether it's passed or failed. So I go to my program and I look for tester dot, and I have my methods here, and my run test methods isn't listed. So let's just have a look here and see why not. Okay, the run test, I didn't make it public. So if I make that public, then that will be accessible outside of the class. Tester dot. Now my run test method is there. Now my run test doesn't require any input parameters, so I don't need to provide it with any. Now I'm going to put a breakpoint on and we'll run this program and see what happens. So we run tests, F11, test calculator at 18. So it's calling this test discount calculator at 18 method. My test discount calculator method will call my insurance class discount calculator and pass it 18, and we'll expect a 0 return. If we get a 0 return, this section will evaluate to 0. So this will return, this discount correct variable will get a true or a false depending on whether this returns a 0. So it'll evaluate, does 0 equal 0? If it does, this will get a true value, and then we'll be returning true. If this doesn't return a 0, then we'll get a false, and this will return a false. So if age is greater than 17 and less than 26, returning 0. Okay, so this is now true, and we're returning a correct discount. Okay, so this is evaluated to true, so it will write test1 pass to the console. Okay, next we're going to run the test calculator at 25. Okay, which is passed, and then we're going to call the test calculator at 26. Okay, now I had actually put a little read line in there at a time when I paused the video, and this was just so that we'll be able to see our outcome on the, this will stay up long enough for us to be able to read the outcome. Okay, so all those tests have passed. So I'm quite confident now that my method is correct. Let's just make a little mistake on our method. So let's have here, if age is less than or equal to 26. Okay, so what would happen now when somebody is 26? They wouldn't get a discount. Okay, this is a very easy mistake for a developer to make. So start that running. Run the test. I won't step through this time, but this time my test has failed. Okay, which is what I want my test to do. I want my test to fail a method which is incorrect. So as a developer, then I would go back to my method and I would correct the method so that it passes my tests. Now, if you noticed, I wrote my tests first and then completed the method so that the method passed the tests. Once the method passed the tests, then I know the method is correct. Thanks very much for watching this video, and I hope it will help with your development learning. Thank you.